Hey guys, and welcome to the Tara Rose podcast. Today we are live inside the Tara Rose studio in Al Quoz. Welcome my next guest, Martin Victor Al Masri. He is the co-founder of House of Victor. He has his own magazine and also It's All in a Day official fashion show. Today we're going to talk about humble beginnings to how he has scaled to where he is today and all the future plans. And we also have an exclusive release about what's happening next year. Enjoy the show. Martin, welcome and thank you so much for being a guest on my show. I was thinking earlier, when did we actually first meet? It wasn't even that long ago, was it?
I guess a few months ago
Yeah.
in Dubai Fashion Week.
Yeah, for sure. You know, for me, instantly, I'm very, very drawn to people's energies. And as soon as I first met you, I was like, wow, who is this guy? I need to know what he's doing, how he's doing it, and I want to be his friend.
Well, I guess we established all that
We
on the
did.
list. Yeah,
We did.
in a very short time.
In a short space of time. I think this is why I'm really excited to speak to you today. You know, once you surround yourself around the right people, the right energies, the right networks, like powerful things start to happen. So today we get to hear your story and I can't wait to hear more about it. Firstly, I think we'll start with, tell us a little bit about your background, you know, growing up, where you're from and how and why you are here today in the UAE.
Okay, let's go back a decade and a half ago. So basically, I grew up in Port Said.
Yeah.
That's a Mediterranean city.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 17, I moved to Cairo to study hotels and tourism, which I never used a
Yeah,
day in
wow.
my life.
You know what? I actually did travel and tourism myself when I left school. So I heard that about you the other day. I was like, wow, we're definitely cut from the same cloth. And now so different. So how? How did that happen?
I just wanted to study something that teaches me discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, management, hospitality, it's never on autopilot. There's always something that you have to have a human factor and interfere to ensure operations.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, maybe I'll learn that. I did, but actually when I was young, I only cared about two things, English and music.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was very careful to have a good accent
Yeah,
that is understood by everybody.
Yeah, and you have. We were just talking before when we were off air. One, your tone is so calming, so clear, and your accent is beautiful. So that's amazing that was always a big focus of yours first. And music as well. Tell us the love of music, and it's still a love of yours now.
I love it. Actually, when I was much, much younger, I was singing and I wanted to try to see if I'll be able to do something in the music industry. But then after a couple of songs, I found it's not really my world.
No,
But
okay.
I love to create in a different way. That's why I entered fashion.
Yeah, wow.
And I came here 10 years ago
Yeah,
for a weekend.
for a
And
weekend.
I never left.
And you never left, literally never left. So what were you coming here for the weekend for? Was it to go out, see friends, party? What was your, why here for the weekend?
I didn't know anybody here. I just came here to explore. It's closer to Egypt, so it
Yeah.
made sense to come here. And fall in love with the city, with the energy here. I know that most people say there is no energy here, and it's totally wrong. If you don't tune into the frequency Dubai,
Yeah.
so that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
And you know what? That's one thing I totally agree with you. I think the person I was when I moved here 14 years ago, is very different to the person that I am today. And if you'd have said that to me 14 years ago, I would have had no idea what you're talking about. But my journey the same and where I am today it is such an energetic place. It is filled with the most amazing network. And there's this real vibrancy about it, isn't it? And it can be a limitless place to work in and grow a business. So tell us, when you came here for that weekend 10 years ago, what were you know, how did you end up staying? You know, did you have savings? Did you get a job? What career path were you at that point 10 years ago?
I modeled for 5 years, and I had an amazing community.
Yeah.
You know that most of the fashion icons in terms of any category are from the Philippines.
Mhm.
That's why they're always close to my heart, because they made me, and I'm forever grateful for that. They are the ones who made me famous. They are the ones who helped me when I started the House of Victor as well.
Amazing.
I modeled until 2019.
So not that long,
and
you know.
then I stopped. I traveled to Prague
Yeah.
for about a month. I love Prague. It's
Yeah, okay.
so relaxing.
It is an amazing city.
Yeah, and then I thought, okay, let's just disconnect for a while.
Hmm.
And during that month, I was planning everything. I was texting everybody, I'm going to have a brand.
And did you just have like an aha moment, like this is what I'm going to do? Or was this something throughout your modelling career that, you know, obviously you've worked for big fashion houses. You know, for me as well, I'll go back to like, I'm a hairdresser, you know, I've always been a hairdresser, but it wasn't always my thing to own salons. So for you, was that the same, or was it something that you really always visioned you would have, is your own, you know, your own fashion house? Or was it something that happened for that month in Prague?
At least so I believe, we always here to learn a very basic yet very important lesson is how to manipulate energy, and the only way to do that is to create. So I wanted to have my own house to create whatever I want.
Okay, amazing.
And that house is called the House of Victor.
I love that. So you said something there, you know, and I believe there's something in this. You know, to create, to manipulate the energy. Have you always thought like that? Because I know me growing up, and even 6-7 years ago, you know, I had a very different mindset. It's not to the mindset that I have today. And I totally relate to what you just said there, because I believe the same. But I didn't always think like that. Is that the same for you? Have you always thought that way, you know, that, you know, we are what we think, we can create whatever we want? Or have you learnt that along the way?
I learned that along the way, and recently actually.
Okay.
Like before, I know that I understand many things. I just didn't know the title of them.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, what I'm always teaching myself is how to work with energy, how to really connect with people. And there are two basic laws of the universe that I learned also recently is never create something that will harm somebody and never take away from somebody.
Definitely.
If you obey these two basic immortal rules, nothing will ever be hard to do or to get.
And totally, there's two things that I want to touch on there. For me, and building myself and building a business, it goes around values, you know. So that is, you know, you have to have these core values, not only to yourself and your own dignity, but to everything that you do within your business, to be able to create more, you know, those core values. So that there, you know, that's very, very strong. And I love that. And I totally agree with that. But equally again there with values, there must be, you know, there's a spiritual connection to things with these values. But again, it has to go back to as well, you know, that holding yourself accountable, which is another one of my very strong values, is that accountability of choosing your own path and making your own decisions. You know, for you, that had to be a big moment as well to sort of go into, you know, when you're creating. But, you know, when was that moment that you decided to take your sort of life into your own hands? Because that's a huge decision, you know, and not many people take that route. People are very safe, you know. So for that, you know, what was that triggered moment that you were like, okay, and these values come from it, but, you know, that path, when was that decision?
December 2019.
Yeah, amazing.
This is where I knew if you can say that, I found myself.
Found yourself, yeah. No,
everything changed in that month. I still don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be comfortable anymore. I didn't want to be numb anymore. Because I was.
Totally. Yeah, I've been there. I understand what you're feeling. You know, we're existing. We're not fully living.
There are two types of people. someone who's actually living and someone who's breathing. And I certainly am not just breathing.
Oh, and yeah, knowing your personality, I totally agree with you. How, the challenges, there must have been some big challenges, going from being, and again, I can relate to this. For me, being a hairdresser and being a business owner are two very different things. And people sort of almost think because I'm a hairdresser, I couldn't be a business owner. Do you find that you found those sort of struggles along the way from being a model, going from being a model to then, not only having your own fashion house, but you're a business owner also? I do believe that there are some labels along the way, especially in the hair industry. Do you find that that's the same within, the fashion industry as well?
The fashion industry, if we're going to talk geographically, in Dubai, it's still up and coming.
Yeah.
Still relatively new. And that's a great thing because I'm part of the creation journey. So the House of Victor is a brand that was born here.
Amazing.
In the GCC, in the Emirates, in Dubai. And I will always be grateful to that region because this is where I became Martin Victor. There's a lot that goes on in the fashion industry that nobody has any idea about unless they're involved in a way or another. Everyone thinks that 15 minutes of a fashion show is just like that. I mean, you and I are working together on my platform. It's all in a day.
Yeah, and I can't
along with Kevin Oliver.
Yeah, can't wait for this, and we'll
So
definitely go into
how hard it is.
Yeah, and this is the thing. People see the 15 minutes. They see, the finished result, but the stuff that goes on behind the scenes of building, scaling, the planning for that 15 minutes is absolutely huge.
Always. And I'm grateful that it's not easy. I don't like easy.
Yeah.
I like something that keeps the brain working. I like something that every cell is employed for that purpose,
So a question there I've got going off of that is, do you ever, because this is one thing I've also found this year is because we've scaled so much, is when you do find peace or you are trying to relax, you find it very, very difficult to switch off. Are you on the go all the time, or are you able to take your own time to relax and chill out? Because I think this is really, really important within building a business and entrepreneurship. And this is where you see a lot of people struggle is, where is the line? Where is the line into building your business and living and breathing it? Because we know that's what we need to do to get it off the ground. But equally, again, there's a fine line between building, grafting, and then also burnout as well, because it's really important that we have our own time and learn to have fun and stuff. Do you struggle with that stuff, or is that something you find easy?
Again, I don't find anything easy. For me, even when I want to, like the other day I was having a massage and I was like, okay, did I call Kevin today or not? Did we finalize the models or not? The show is in January next month. And, I can never switch off.
Yeah. I can totally relate to that.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I'm not complaining.
No,
for me, I love to create. Even if I'm sitting and not doing anything or watching like a reality show or an actual well-produced content, nothing that's ever wrong with reality. I have my own coming on Amazon.
I can just imagine. I would love to be part of that.
So it all comes down to, do you really want to switch off, or it just, let's say a small break,
just a break,
a small sedation, and then you continue?
Yeah, totally.
I tell everybody I've been here for 10 years. I've done so much, but I haven't started yet.
Oh, for sure. Totally. Yeah.
I really haven't started yet.
Yeah. If you think 2000 and, you've launched, this started in 2019, like your growth already is huge. So if you imagine in that time with not knowing as much as you know now and what you can implement now into the next period, where you can take everything is huge. So I want to talk a little, obviously we've got House of Victor, but you've got other businesses as well. We've got the magazine, which is truly stunning, amazing. Congratulations. Within obviously your fashion house as well, you've got your own perfumes and everything, which truly smell amazing. I get so many compliments that people are like, oh my God, you smell amazing. Where is that from? And that's probably the only perfume that I've had so many compliments on it. So that's beautiful. We have, I believe you've got like an events company as well. But I think one of the exciting things I want to talk to you about is It's All in a Day. I was so taken back by how different it is, how I was moved by it. Like, when you showed me the trailer of everything, it is so different to anything else that I've seen, and we can't wait to be a part of it. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about how it's so different and why it's so different to anything that you see?
So It's All in a Day was originally born by Kevin Oliver.
Yeah, I love
He's
Kevin.
Yes, he's the guru of fashion. He's been here for over 28 years.
Yeah.
He's been directing fashion shows around the globe. He has done the first season alone. Then I joined him, so we kind of co-founded the company officially together from season 2, which was this
Amazing.
year back in June, and the third season is in January. This is where I can't wait because this is our first time to work together. You and I.
Yeah.
So It's All in a Day is a private by invitation only event that is mainly network, lifestyle with a fashion flavor.
Totally.
So the event is a minimum of 6 hours normally. There are 5 fashion shows, and in between there are great golden bridge that Kevin and I built for people to network. I love when people make business on my premises, in my projects, or someone who made business because I connected them. I really love that. I have no problem to introduce somebody to somebody, even nobody does that.
Yeah.
But for me, I love to do it because I do it for the universe. I don't do it for the two parties who will meet.
No. And I think that's really, really special. And I think this is why, again, we connect so well. For me, it is all about the network that you grow in any business, anybody that tries to do it alone and doesn't want to share or doesn't want to collaborate, and this is something very, very special about Dubai as well. We've only been here as a business in, the last sort of 9 months. But the moment I started to reach out, to collaborate, to network is where there are so many people that just have the same goals as you and want to put people together. And I think that's where we go back to that energy. It's amazing. So I think it's like so many people have different views on this, don't they? Some people just keep themselves in their own lane, do their own thing. But I think when you fully put yourself into this and help other people, like you say, the universe or whatever it may be, just takes you in that right direction. So that's amazing that your event is surrounded by that as well. Tell me, the layout of the show is so different to anything I've seen before. Talk us through a little bit about what people are expected to see, when they're there for the day.
So it is a fusion of art, technology, music, and fashion.
Amazing.
So we build a set. The most common comment I hear is people say, we come to your show because we feel we are part of the performance.
Amazing.
We're not just guests.
Yeah.
You cannot.
And I felt that through the screen, by the way. Like, I was like, wow, you could really feel, I think Kevin, music is a huge, the really, all the senses sort of coming together. I mean, and just to feel that through the screen. So I can't wait to be there on the day.
Kevin is amazing. I'm not just saying this because he's my business partner in Ayayad. It's All in a Day. Or he's a good friend, but he is truly an institution of fashion. I'm learning so much from him. The first show for the House of Victor back in 2021 was by him.
Wow.
So he introduced me to the market here, and for that I will be forever grateful.
Forever grateful. Yeah, really good guy. I mean, you did your model casting downstairs in the salon, and I was just blown away. It was so organized. We had the panel there. There were so many models that came through the door.
That's a small casting.
I know, and I was
That's
like,
just
I
like
came in like
normal.
15 minutes late, and I could just see all these like really hot men and women walking towards the salon. And I came in, I was like, wow, there were so many here. So, that type of presence, just instantly advertising that you're doing this, you could see so many people and so many models that I've already seen before that were just dying to be part of this show that you've created. So that alone is so powerful. So in terms of It's All in a Day, it's a day event or it goes into the evening? Obviously, it's all in a day.
It's all in a day. So it starts normally from 5 p.m.
Okay.
all the way until midnight. Then obviously the private after party for our event partners and the A-listers. So it's basically 6 hours, if I can say that. And we are not a fashion week. We are a fashion day,
Fashion day. I
a
love that.
network day,
Yeah.
you know. So it's either take it or leave it, and you have to wait 9 months for the next one.
I love that. It's more than the fashion, it's about the network. It's about the people that they're in the audience. It's your teams and everything coming together. So I think it's very unique and a great concept behind it.
100%.
So tell me, what is next for Martin Victor Al Masry? And what is next for your brand, and where do you want to take it?
So what is next for me is obviously continue to grow, continue taking care of the reason I wake up every day, which is the House of Victor and VBH Group in general, whatever brands we have under there. The magazine is beautiful.
The magazine,
it's a huge platform for
Yeah.
creativity. It's a home of all talents.
And just let's go into that a little bit, because I've heard you talk about it before. The magazine. What is the idea of the magazine? Tell me why, and everything that who gets to go into this magazine? What is because it's a big magazine, so tell us a little bit about that.
So the Victor magazine was born in 2021, and I opened it. So it's a home of all talents. Everyone who has something to be spotlighted, I'm happy to have her or him on board. It's an inclusive magazine. If you have a business, if you have a talent, if you're good in writing, if you're good in photography, there is always a place for you.
I love
there.
that.
And I made that especially for this. And I'm proud to say, because of the magazine, I met a lot more than you can think. Amazing people, amazing talents.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be surrounded by them.
And I think, you're there, and one of my guests before said, it's your authenticity, your something that you feel very strongly about. And I think that is the core behind any business that does well. Business it's coming from those strong values. You're authentically being you. And when you are, that's when the business and everything, and when it does get hard, you go back to those, why am I doing this? So I love the magazine.
Thank you.
And the brand, where are we taking House of Victor?
So I'm gonna say something I haven't said to anybody.
Oh, love it.
We're releasing Victor bags next year.
Wow.
During the show.
Fabulous.
That you're obviously part of.
I'm so excited.
So I'm also excited about that. It took us a long time to come up with the perfect design, the perfect bags.
How many bags are you releasing?
I think around 10 designs to begin with.
Wow. And is everything is done here?
Not the bags.
Not the bags, okay.
So I'll tell you later where they made, but the clothes are made here.
Made here. And
yes.
There's the material. I mean, I did have your coat on earlier, and it fits very nicely. The material and the quality of the clothes that you make is insane. It's it feels like, it's just feels amazing. You can really tell the quality of it. And where do people find where will people find the clothes to order?
Thehouseofvictor.com.
Yeah.
It's the only platform that we have. We've been receiving offers from other websites that they want to include certain designs. I just would like everybody to first be familiar with the House of Victor. So at least for one more year.
Before you decide. Yeah.
At the House of Victor outlet.
Exclusive.
Later, we can see what we can tap into and explore. I mean, everywhere is beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Just the House of Victor is the priority at the moment. And
I think that's really, really important, because I know for me as well, when sometimes you do get opportunities to scale, you do get offers, you do get, and, that short-term financial injection always seems quite tempting, doesn't it? So I think that's very, again, you're really, really understanding who you are as a brand, who you want to be around, where you want to place it before you make these big decisions.
But
so I think
it's a short term.
It's a short term thing. And so House of Victor, I know that, you know, global is the bigger picture of where we want to take the brand. You know, how long do you think, you know, do you have a time frame on these goals, or are you very much, let's, you know, I understand this is going to happen, it's just how and when?
It is gonna happen. We're going to Saudi first.
Yes.
That's my green list. And then we go global. Because again, for me, the golf is very important to me.
Definitely.
This is where I belong. This is where I'm happy to call
Yeah.
home, regardless what anybody thinks of the golf as a location or as a culture. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to represent here.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change for a long, long time.
Yeah, and totally relate to that. This is where my life began here. You know, I'm 40, but my life only began, I think, properly. I started to really live my life, you know, only a few years ago. And I think building your own business and taking a journey like this, it's where you really get to understand who you are as a person. So I feel exactly the same about the region. So maybe let's go to Saudi together.
I would love to. I mean, it's a beautiful country with an amazing vision.
Yes.
And I know a couple of interesting public figures there that are great mentors as well to me. I'm learning from them. And I feel welcome just when I read an email or I read their text that they are more excited to have Victor than me.
That's amazing.
You know, that makes me feel so grateful just by the suggestion itself.
And you said the word there, mentor. I think I've had mentors, business coaches, life coaches, everything. Do you have people that help you? You know, because again, you know, this is your brand. Do people give you business advice? Do they keep you, you know, it can be stressful. Do you have people helping you sort of spiritually or keeping your head straight? Do you have lots of different people you can talk to?
A little bit.
A little. Yeah.
Well, you're one of them.
Yeah,
We always talk. So there you go. I gave
think
one.
Yeah, that's it. Another one. But I want to thank you so much for coming on today. Truly amazing. I'm so excited to see the final It's All in a Day, and can't wait to be part of the journey. Also, our Tara Rose creative team are going to come and help do all the hair on the day / evening, and excited for all the collaborations and stuff that are going to come from it as well. You know, for me, once I find somebody that I click with and has the same vision, I believe so many different things can come from that. So thank you for coming on today and allowing us to be a collaborator with you.
Thank you for having me. It's been a great conversation. And again, with you, I'm talking to a friend.
Oh, for sure.
And wow, I didn't expect we're going to talk too much. You know?
We could go on forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much. And yeah, can't wait to see the next chapter of everything.
Thank you.